Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Summer 2016 Commencement Ceremony for Georgia Gwinnett College. At this time, the GGC Foundation would like to thank and acknowledge the Lawrenceville community, our friends, as well as our faculty, staff, and students whose generosity and support have made this ceremony possible. We, too, acknowledge and appreciate the participation of the GGC ROTC Color Guard, our student soloist, Jordan Sanders, our sign language interpreter, as well as GGC staff and students for their special contributions to today's ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the procession of the Georgia Gwinnett College faculty, the Summer 2016 graduating class, and our distinguished platform party.
Processional is led by GGC faculty. The mace bearer represents the full complement of GGC faculty, and the GGC seal and standard bearers represent the 5 academic schools within Georgia Gwinnett College: the School of Business, the School of Education, the School of Health Sciences, the School of Liberal Arts, and the School of Science and Technology. The School of Transitional Studies represents the 6th remaining non-academic school within the college.
Each of these faculty members carries a unique and cherished GGC symbol. The first bears the Georgia Gwinnett College mace, the second the GGC seal, and the remaining 4 faculty members carry standards representing one of the 4 pillars of Georgia Gwinnett College: leadership, service, creativity, and scholarship.
Dr. C. Douglas Johnson, Professor of Leadership and Management in the School of Business, bears the GGC mace and leads the faculty processional. In today's ceremony, Dr. Johnson represents the full complement of GGC faculty. You may read more about the symbolism of the GGC mace on page 5 of your commencement program.
Dr. Keita Wilborn, Professor of Nursing, represents the School of Health Sciences and carries the Georgia Gwinnett College seal. The GGC seal represents the core mission, values, and vision of the college and identifies the college as unique among all other educational institutions. The seal reflects the college's official colors, green and gray, and contains symbolism of GGC's core identity. We invite you to learn more about the GGC seal by reviewing the details on page 9 of your commencement program.
Dr. Amanda Wilsker, Assistant Professor of Economics, representing the School of Business, carries the standard of leadership. The standard of leadership reflects Georgia Gwinnett College's commitment to inspire innovation in our students and to manage change. Accordingly, GGC graduates learn to model purposeful, intentional actions that enable them, as well as those around them, to work together in cohesive and coherent ways toward common goals and objectives. Our students lead by example with both their hearts and their minds while encouraging others to do the same.
Dr. Pamela Allen, Associate Professor of Education, represents the School of Education and carries the standard of service. This standard affirms Georgia Gwinnett College's commitment to encourage each graduate to contribute actively in ways that will result in a positive impact on local, state, national, and international communities.
Dr. John Haydock, Associate Professor of English, represents the School of Liberal Arts and carries the standard of creativity. The hallmarks of creativity include curiosity, intellectual versatility, imagination, and critical and creative thinking. These attributes enable our graduates to embrace different modes of thought and varied perspectives, to see the relationships among disparate ideas and situations, and to forge new connections in order to arrive at innovative solutions.
Dr. David Kervin, Associate Professor of Information Technology, represents the School of Science and Technology and carries the standard of scholarship. This standard illustrates Georgia Gwinnett's dedication to developing graduates into lifelong intentional learners. As such, these graduates learn to discover, acquire, integrate, and apply knowledge in ways that enhance both their lives and the lives of others.
Members of the GGC faculty followed both the GGC Steel and Standard bearers. These faculty represent the academic ranks of full professor, associate professor, assistant professor, or instructor.
The distinct regalia worn by GGC faculty reflect traditional colors of their academic disciplines, as well as the colors of the varied institutions where their individuals' degrees were conferred. Additional information on the tradition of academic regalia outlined on page 12 of the Summer 2016 Commencement Program.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the processional of the Georgia Gwinnett College graduating class of Summer 2016 and our distinguished platform party.
We will now begin the processional of the platform party and distinguished guests, which include the President of Georgia Gwinnett College, Dr. Stas Krzyzewski, senior leadership of the college, academic deans, and our guest speaker, First Lady Sandra Deal, and a representative from the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia.
The platform party also is made up of the leadership of the GGC Board of Trustees, the Faculty Senate, the Division of Student Affairs, the Student Government Association. The Summer 2016 student speaker and representatives from the Office of Enrollment Management make up the final members of this distinguished group.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Georgia Gwinnett College Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. singing of our national anthem. The national anthem is performed today by Jordan Sanders, our student soloist, under the direction of Dr. Mark Gilley, Associate Professor of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jordan, for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Now, would you please remain standing and in silence while the ROTC cadets post the colors on the platform, salute the flag, and exit the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president of Georgia Gwinnett College, Dr. Stash Khrushchevsky.
Good morning. Congratulations to the class of 2016. You're almost across the finish line. One last task. Somehow you got to get across the stage here, get a diploma, and make it back to your seat. And there you go, you're ready for the job market. I have the privilege of serving as president of Georgia Gwinnett College, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here today, family, friends, faculty, and staff, to the summer 2016 commencement. Today we recognize and celebrate more than 150 students who have earned, and I say earned, their bachelor's degrees. Please hold your applause for a few moments as I introduce several distinguished guests who are with us this morning, taking from their valuable time out of the day. These elected officials and the leaders of our community go far and above the call of duty in supporting this campus and the college as a whole. So if you would, please stand as I recognize you. State Representative Val Clark, GGC's own Lawrenceville Mayor, Mayor Judy Jordan Johnson, by far our #1 Grizzly, Lawrenceville City Councilman Robert P. Clark, Regent Tucker, representing the Board of Regents, the University System of Georgia, and also our Board of Trustees, various members of our Foundation Board, if you would stand also, several members of our School of Business Board of Visitors, members of the Georgia Gwinnett College Alumni Board, and of course, Sandra Deal, our keynote speaker and First Lady of Georgia. You'll hear more about her in just a short while. So on behalf of the college, I wish to express our deepest appreciation for all of our special guests, for all of your ongoing support of Georgia Gwinnett and our students. We're always delighted to have you join us for commencement, so thank you. And students, if you thought you got here alone, well, then you're a little more self-serving. And as you know, the people who are here today supporting you probably supported you throughout. So students, if you'd like to take a moment and show your appreciation to the people who facilitated your being here today, now's your time to do so. Also, if you would take a moment to show our appreciation to those who've made these ceremonies possible. It takes an awful lot of work, weeks and weeks of planning to get this to happen. So Ms. Laura James and her entire commencement ceremony task force, the facility and technology, audiovisual teams, our superb police and security forces, the volunteer readers, ushers, guides, public relations personnel, our music coordinator and singer, and many more who have selflessly provided their efforts to make this event come together flawlessly, time after time. We also appreciate the assistance of the staff of the Infinite Energy Center. So please join me in thanking those people who've made today possible. Thank you all. Graduates, as you've witnessed many changes during your time here at GGC. Our college, since you've arrived, has grown by about 4,000 students since you enrolled 4 years ago. And this fall, for the first time, we'll reach over 12,000 students enrolled on our campus. This day, exactly 10 years ago today, there were 0 students at Georgia Gwinnett, and today we have 12,000. That speaks very highly of you and your accomplishments and being inspirations to those who want to follow in your footsteps. You have all seen the completion of one major academic construction project, the Allied Health and Sciences Building, and witnessed the completion of another project, the expansion of Building C, Phase 3. And we're soon going to begin Phase 4 of Building C, again, so we can better support you, the student body. Biology major Robert Simmons has witnessed our growth from behind the scenes in his job while a student working in the facilities division. His list includes the tennis facility, both of the Allied Health projects, the pergola, the Building C expansion, and somebody told me you were found pushing a Humvee around campus at 6 a.m., and I probably shouldn't ask what that was about. During your time here, GGC's growth also has continued to strengthen our community. To date, this college's existence has led to the creation of over 4,200 jobs, 3,000 of which are within the Gwinnett community. We've also, for the first time, surpassed the $1 billion mark in our total economic impact on the surrounding community. This spring, the annual study of economic impact indicated that Georgia Gwinnett College added $416 million to the economy of Gwinnett County and the surrounding area. That's nearly $500 million per year moving forward, and that doesn't count the economic impact that each of you will now have now that you're going to be entering into the workforce with higher salaries due to your degree. You have also successfully nominated your faculty for the University of Georgia Board of Regents Teaching Excellence Award, and that is no small feat. Only a handful of the system's thousands of faculty win this highly prestigious award every year. But in the last 4 years, your nominations of your faculty resulted in 4 of the 5 faculty winning this award. And as an aside, yesterday I welcomed roughly 40 new faculty to our campus to handle the expansion. We're going up by about 1,000 students. Those 40 faculty members got those positions out of 14,000 people applied this year for faculty positions, and 40 were selected out of 14,000. I think that says something about the quality of the faculty that we're being able to attract, and they're attracted here because of the type of students you are. So thank you for bringing us a great faculty. And before your arrival here, Dr. Candace Timpty won GGC's very first Teaching Excellence Award. So that means that Georgia Gwinnett College has won 5 of the last 7 faculty teaching awards for this system, and there's 30 colleges in the system. That's a remarkable feat, and I salute the faculty for that. You've also seen GG recognized for the 2nd consecutive year as the most ethnically diverse Southern Regional College, both public and private, by U.S. News & World Report. GGC also is recognized as an affordable, high-quality educational experience made possible by a very innovative approach to higher education. U.S. News & World Report notes that GGC graduates have the least average college debt than any other ranked Southern Regional Public College. And that's quite an accomplishment that we're able to do the things we do at the price that we can. GGC not only challenges the conventions of higher education, we are in fact game-changing, and we are increasingly receiving national attention for our innovative approach to higher education, and we're now receiving competitive awards. The team of faculty and staff serving you through the Advising Center recently received the gold-level Chancellor's Service Excellence Award. University systems saw their work in the Advising Center as exceptional, but as with all of our employees, we just see it as doing our jobs. Everything we do, from the size of our classrooms to the styles of instruction, to the mentorship by this faculty, and to the generous and enthusiastic support of GGC's extended community, everything revolves around you, the student, and is designed to help you get to this point today. Hopefully, the most important milestone so far, your milestone being your higher education degree, your baccalaureate. You are living proof that the GGC model works, and you are why we come to work every day, and you are the very reason we're gathered here today to celebrate. While your personal journeys are all unique, you share many similar characteristics. Most of you are from Gwinnett and the surrounding region, but about 1/3 of you came to college from a non-traditional or older age. Almost half of you, including business majors Gary Fortner and Maritza Cruz, are the first members of your family to achieve a bachelor's degree. Ms. Cruz understands just how far-reaching this achievement is. In her graduating senior survey, she wrote, quote, "As a first-generation college student, I've now set the standards for future generations in my family," close quote. That is equally true for each of you today who leave with your family's very first bachelor's degree. A college degree simply and significantly improves job opportunities, salaries, lifetime income potential, one's civic engagement, lifespan, and more. The example and inspiration you represent today will help your future family members in ways you cannot yet imagine. I continue to be impressed with how many of the students today go to college while raising families, working part or even full-time, as many of you do, and facing difficult challenges that would derail less determined individuals. But you persevered and made the most of your opportunities, and that's what brought you here today. Many of you recently completed a survey in which you described your time here at GGC, as well as your plans and dreams for the future, which are just as individual as you are. Political science major Chase Goodwin, who has spent the last 6 commencement ceremonies sitting up here on the stage as the student government president, plans to serve his community as a police officer and later as an elected official. And given what's going on this year, there may be an opportunity he'll run for the White House this year, so we'll see. Elizabeth Agnew, a business major, wants to become a forensic accountant with the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Miguel Guerrero, who today earns a degree in exercise science, plans to continue his education and pursue a doctorate in physical therapy. And Chantesta Boston plans to use her psychology degree to start not just one hair and beauty salon, but a worldwide chain of them. And today, as part of the GGC tradition, we wish to take a moment to acknowledge several of you who have a special relationship with the myriad of uniformed services that often place you in harm's way on our behalf, protecting our families, our safety, and our freedoms. So we'd like to thank all of you for service to our nation and to our communities, and for the quality of life that each of us enjoy here today. So in order to respect and express our respect and support for the sacrifices of the individuals and those family members as well who sacrifice alongside, will those graduates, as well as those members of our audience present today who have served in the past or are currently serving in our military, police, fire, rescue, or EMS uniformed services, if you would please stand for a moment and let us acknowledge the sacrifices you and your families have made for us. Time doesn't permit me to list all of the distinctions that your class has earned as individual students and in groups. We are all very proud of your many achievements, but I want to take and point out just a few, if you will bear with me. Grizzly Athletics is quickly establishing itself as one of the nation's premier intercollegiate powerhouse athletics programs, posting yet another remarkable year with all 4 spring teams advancing to postseason competition. And by now, I hope everybody in the crowd is aware of our women's tennis team has won their 2nd NAIA National Championship, and that the men's team achieved a three-peat by winning their 3rd consecutive NAIA National Championship in tennis in their first 3 years of postseason eligibility, 3 for 3. No other team in the history of America has ever done this, meaning that Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies will forever claim this distinction of a three-peat at a national title. So congratulations to them. But in intellectual and academic competition, we excel as well. In information technology, in IT. This past spring, 2 of our current 2016 graduates, Matt Berger and Alejandro Guzman, won GGC's 3rd National AITP Championship in database design. Championships and awards are certainly something to be celebrated, but whatever you've done and whatever you choose to do, your success is the reason that the college was existing. We welcome the opportunity to be part of your higher education adventure, and we look forward to hearing about your future successes. But know that we're already very proud of you and what you've accomplished. Listen to the words of business major Stefania Mate, who plans to become a CPA. Quote, "The time I spent in college has enriched my life in many different ways. It has provided me with the necessary tools to enhance my skills even more, taught me valuable knowledge about the world and its people, how to become more successful in life, how to use critical thinking, and how to question everything. All aspects of my college experience have made me more well-rounded as a person." This is why we're here, people. This is why you, our graduates, are our inspiration. I also want to acknowledge those students who have traveled far to become Grizzlies. More than 100 nations are represented by our student body. In fact, the international students total about 10% of our enrollment, and it's a reflection of our community's rich diversity here in Gwinnett County. We welcome you and thank you for choosing GGC, as you have brought a world's worth of culture to our campus, and you have modeled how people can indeed join together in peace and unity through education. So I invite all those graduates who are here from other nations to stand to be recognized, and there's a camera over here. We're live podcasting back to your countries right now. Please stand to be recognized. Our international students, wave to the camera to your loved ones in your home countries, please. Right there. Thanks for what you bring to this campus. Today's graduate speaker happens to be one of our first international students, as he applied to GGC the very first year that we were able to enroll students under visa programs from the Department of State. As you'll soon hear, Kareem Adekunle, behind me, didn't plan to come to GGC. In fact, he came to the U.S. with dreams of playing college basketball. But life doesn't always work out as planned, and like so many of our graduates, Kareem persevered and made GGC his own. As president of African Voice, he contributed to the college's global culture and community. He's a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society and the Sigma Beta Delta Honor Society. His soft-spoken sincerity and his dedicated work ethic have left an impact in several offices that he has worked at GGC. And his dream is to build parks and playgrounds for children in his native Nigeria. So please welcome your fellow student and graduate, Kareem.
Thank you, President Procheski. I wish a warm welcome to our First Lady and to all our distinguished guests, families, friends, faculties, staff, and of course, the summer class of 2016. It's a tremendous honor to speak before you today. It's amazing that I'm able to tackle complex courses like operation management and quantitative analysis. Yet I stand before you saying writing this speech was the most difficult task of my college career. Believe me, I've come a long way. Thanks to Georgia Gwinnett College, It has helped transform me from the extremely shy young person I used to be to the gentleman I am today. Class of 2016, we have all faced obstacles and challenges, but keeping our eyes on the prize is what got us where we are today. Of course, we cannot celebrate our accomplishments without acknowledging those who were always in our corner, rooting and urging us to continue on. For me, I had a whole village that consisted of my host family, high school teachers, college professors, who made sure I was on the best path to success. And I must acknowledge the even larger village, which is my GGC family. We are fortunate to be part of a community that includes people of all backgrounds and walk of life, and from more than 30 US states, and more than 100 different nations. Today is not just a graduation for me, but for my mother, who enjoyed being told that her kids were not going to amount to nothing. That kids were not. Gosh, man. Told that her kids were not going to amount to nothing, and they were going to put her to shame. I rejected that negativity, and at the age of 16, I saved some money and came to America to pursue a basketball dream. Come on, man. Get it together, man. Come on. My journey took many turns, but eventually I enrolled into Providence Christian Academy, where I met my host family, Mary and Peter Hay. My host dad didn't know what he was getting himself into. He thought he was just taking a 16-year-old kid into his house. However, he was filling a void in my life. You see, growing up in Nigeria, I attended a boarding house, and every visiting day, I wish my dad would come see me. But after countless disappointing visiting days, and against my mother's will, I took a 10-hour trip to the city of Lagos to stand face to face with the tallest spitting image of myself. With the tallest spitting image of myself, my father. Then came the harsh reality. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Go back to where you came from." This made no sense to me, but relying on my faith and trusting in my Heavenly Father and the vision and purpose He had for my life. In 2010, I moved in with my host family. I stayed with the Hayes throughout my high school career. I even played basketball with their son, Peter Hay. I graduated high school with the leading rebounding award, and among the top 10 scoring. But I didn't receive a college offer. Papa Haig, like I call him, did everything in his power to get me a college scholarship. We made many trips to tryouts. He signed me up for multiple basketball camps, sent my games and highlights to college coaches. Still no offer came, and I feared the worst. Not playing basketball and not going to college. But one day, Mama Haig told me we were going to check out this new school that was nearby. And I soon became one of the first international students on campus. I was so devastated about not playing basketball in college. But all this changed when I became involved. I've had the privilege of serving as the president of African Voice, the career ambassador for the Office of Career Development and Career Advising. I've served as a student ambassador for the Office of Student Development. I've also had multiple jobs on campus, which includes one of my favorite, being a student assistant at the information desk, where I coined the phrase, "It's always a great day to be a Grizzly." My years at GGC have given me so much more than an education. And today I not only graduate from college, but I graduate with my mother watching from Nigeria. She was going to be here when an untimely illness got in the way of me seeing her after 7 years. Mom, Imba Keba Serigia, which means I love you in Hausa. Mama and Papa Haig, saying thank you is the least I can for everything and for all the sacrifices you've made for me. I'm very grateful for everything you've done, and I won't be where I am today if not for you. Dr. Stevenson and Dr. Delaney, you did a great job teaching me about probabilities in my statistics and quantitative analysis class. But what is the probability of a 16-year-old child traveling to another country with no form of family and graduating college without any form of loan? The answer, if you ask me, is that I have a loving God. Class of 2016, if I leave you with anything, please remember a quote from my English high school teacher. Excuses are monuments of nothingness. They are bridges that lead to nowhere. And those who use these tools are incompetent and masters of no one. Be your own master, and do not let life challenges hinder you from achieving what you were meant to be. We all have a story. And do not let your story hinder you from what God has created you to be. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Kareem. I'd like to extend my personal greetings to your mother watching from Nigeria. And I'd particularly like to recognize your American family. Would Peter and Mary Haig and the Brand Mortgage Group please stand and accept our thanks for bringing him to us. That's an extreme example of what the generosity of individuals can do to change a person's life, and we thank you. I now have the exceptional privilege to introduce our commencement keynote speaker, Georgia's First Lady, Ms. Sandra Deal. The daughter of educators, Ms. Deal has dedicated her entire life to encouraging childhood education. As a Georgia public school teacher, she taught for more than 15 years and retired as a 6th grade middle school teacher in Hall County. As Georgia's First Lady, she shares Governor Nathan Deal's belief that a good education is the key to future success. She has made literacy one of her top priorities, and her Read Across Georgia tour encourages students to love reading and to become lifelong learners. She has personally visited more than 630 schools and is believed to be the only First Lady to visit all 159 counties and 181 school districts in the state of Georgia. The First Lady also launched With a Servant's Heart, a program in 2011. This statewide day of service quickly grew to involve regular participation in community service programs and volunteer events across Georgia. Ms. Deal also serves as chairwoman of the Georgia Children's Cabinet and provides leadership on child welfare and juvenile justice issues in Georgia. Nationally, she serves as a Scholastic Reading Ambassador and a national representative for Jumpstart's annual reading campaign. And she's also a book author herself. Her books, Memory of the Mansion, focuses on the stories and experiences of Georgia's first families. The First Lady hopes that this book will help ensure preservation of Georgia's rich history And in fact, just before the ceremony, out front, she presented to Georgia Gwinnett College's library. She graciously donated that book to our library, and so we thank you for that. It'll become part of our history as well. Mrs. Deal grew up in Gainesville and graduated from Georgia College and State University, where she is a member of a board of trustees there. On a personal note, when I was the interim president at Georgia College and State University, I got to witness Ms. Deal provide a commencement speech to the students. And after that speech, I got so many letters from parents and students saying, we need to make her part of the regular rotation of speakers because she talked to the students and she talked from the heart. And if you know Mrs. Deal, you know she will always talk to you truth and from the heart. The leadership that she and her husband have demonstrated in support of education is, quite frankly, unparalleled. And we all thank you and your husband for all that you've done for education in Georgia and throughout our country. So if you would please extend a warm, grizzly welcome to the First Lady of our state, Ms. Sandra Deal.
Thank you all so very much for inviting me to come. I'm not your traditional graduation speaker. I just have a real hard time reading notes and speaking to people. I want to look people in the eye. I want you to relate to me what's important to you. And I want to relate to you what is important to me. As we were standing out in the hallway talking, and Stas was telling me all about all the wonderful applicants you had for the positions for teachers in this college, and how special that was, and how many people were going to be enrolled here in the fall, and how so many people had worked so very hard to make this college a success. And that with just 10 years, you're getting accolades from all over the world. I was proud, as I know you're proud. But we also were talking about numbers. And I said, I'm not very good with numbers. And I think it's because, to me, a car that won't run, no matter how fancy and special it is not worth a nickel. And so numbers to me don't matter. It's what you do with it, being worthy. And that's sort of like this education you're just finishing. You have had the opportunity to study and learn, and hopefully the things you've learned will impress your heart and your mind and stick with you. But it's what you do with what you have learned that's going to make the difference. Be worthy as you go out into the world. Whatever job you choose, do it to the best of your ability. Don't accept it as just a stepping stone. It really is a stepping stone. No matter what you do, how humble the job is, it teaches you something you need to know. And it will come back at some point in time to benefit you. Just like the people you meet in the workplaces. Sometimes they work back into your life in the strangest ways. Somebody in your family will marry, and that person will become your in-law. Or they will become your boss at some point in time, or the person you have to go to for a job. Because some people move up that you would never think would move up, and yet they do. And I'm sure all of your teachers can say that they have had the experience of applying to someone who was a co-teacher and they never really gave much time of day to, and yet they're the ones they have to go to for jobs or endorsements or letters of recommendation. So be worthy. And be worthy of representing this college. When you go out into the world, you are representing this college. You are representing your family. You're representing your high school. And you're representing our state. Many of you will end up going all over the world. Take advantage of those opportunities. But always remember who you are and put your best foot forward. That's what your education is all about. Now, part of that, as you go out, I'd like to know how many of you already have signed a contract and have a job and know where you're going. Hold up your hand, graduates, if you know where you're going and already have a contract. Great, that is wonderful. We are so proud of you. But don't forget your fellow students. Some of them may need you to kind of watch out for jobs that might be available and let them know, or say a good word to your advisor or your boss. And you may be able to help them along the way. And that's a good thing. But also remember that whatever you are doing, do it to the best of your ability. It may be that you didn't get the exact job you wanted, and you think you could do better than somebody who has more authority than you. But the key to all of it is study them. Study your boss man. Study the people who are high up in leadership positions. Learn from them. The skills you learn, the things you observe, will stand you in good stead. And one day, that person might not be there, and you might be the person who is ready to step into their slot. Or maybe one day, because of what you've learned, you decide to launch out on your own and start your own business. We all learn from others. But also remember, you are also teaching others. People are watching you. They want to be like you. And so it is important that you are aware at all times of what you are doing and how you are behaving and how you are presenting yourself. Be creative. Think about the opportunities you have and think how it could be improved. Now, I'm not telling you to go in and tell the boss how you ought to fix the business. That is not your place until you've been there a while. You may want to ask why they do things a certain way, because you might get asked how you think it might be done more efficiently and better, and that would be a good thing. Because remember, your boss and other people are watching you. Which reminds me, be sure you pay attention to how the staff, wherever you work, dresses, and go well-groomed and dressed appropriately for where you are working. That doesn't mean that you pick out the one saucy person there and dress like them. You want to dress like the group, but you want to look good. It doesn't take much time to comb your hair or keep a good haircut, and to make sure your shirt is pressed, not like you've slept in it, and to brush your teeth, and to make sure that you present yourself with a smile and a pleasant look. College is over. You can't come to school looking like you did sometimes when you were a college student. You're going to have to present yourself to the business world. And I would suggest to you, one key thing that is very important, and I'm so glad to know that the majority of you are coming to school without big loans, that you're paying them off as you go. But look at your finances. The best freedom, other than living in this free country, is to be free of debt. Pay off everything you can as quickly as you can to get out of debt, to give you the freedom to do the things that you want to do with your money and your life, because that is a weight around your neck. It is necessary. I had loans too. And I worked and I paid them off, and I paid as I worked religiously. That was a first priority because it's important to get that paid. And with the rates now, the interest rates pay more than the loan amount, and ask it to be applied to the principal, because that principal is growing all the time. That loan is, well, I don't know if the principal, I'm not a math person, I told you, but the amount you owe is growing every day, so pay as much as you can, as quickly as you can, because that's important to your life. And then I would tell you, be sure that you volunteer. Give back. Give back to society. Give back to people, young people, advise them, help them, direct people. That's important. And of course, as you do all that, you are developing leadership. And as I said, people are watching you. Now, last night, Nathan and I were looking at the program that your school puts out. They'd sent a copy on the computer, and my assistant had copied it out for me, and we were reading it, and I said, I want you to look at the description of the mace, that wooden thing, the torch-looking thing they bring in for you. I want you to look at the description of the mace, all the different parts of it and the metals it's made of and what each one means, and be sure you read that in your program. But I was taken with the fact that they called the students the maple part of the mace. Now, I don't know if you know about maple trees, but you don't see all that many maple trees blow over in the wind. But you do see a lot of maple trees in the fall. They give color. They're beautiful. The reds and golds and the green with the silver underneath. They're beautiful trees that some of us plant for the beauty, and sometimes they're just wild in the woods. But the maple is a great tree. From the sugar maple, we get sugar. We get maple sugar. We get maple syrup when we boil it down. And some of you are going to be like that. You're going to be so sweet out there in the world, and you're going to spread joy and happiness everywhere. But maple is a strong wood. It has a tight grain to it, and it has a light color. It makes beautiful floors, sturdy, solid floors. And it's used to build sturdy furniture because it's tough and resilient. And we want you to be tough and resilient. So just as the maple, the veins in the maple leaf go from the center up, there's one that goes straight up, but there are others that go out. And you're going to go out into the world in different directions, in different ways. And you may be the beautiful red maple or the sugar maple, or you may be the maple they build furniture from. Just remember, you have an education to be proud of. It came from Georgia Gwinnett College. Nobody can take that knowledge from you. Nobody can take the strength that it has built in you. Go out and use it. Don't be afraid. Be fearless. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Go out and look for that job. Look people in the eye. Smile and let them know you are comfortable with who you are. You will be a great worker, and you are excited about being out into the world of work and learning and making choices for yourself. And be the best you can be. That's all we ask of you. And I thank you for letting me come today.
Good morning. My name is Tammy Liu, the current GGC Student Government Association President. On behalf of the students of Georgia Gwinnett College, I would like to thank you, First Lady Sandra Deal, for being here today to share your wisdom with the graduating class of summer 2016. In appreciation of the positive impact your words will have on each of us for years to come, it is my honor to present to you this gift on behalf of both the GGC student body and the summer graduating class of 2016. Thank you again, Ms. First Lady.
Go Grizzlies! Thank you. Go Grizzlies!
And just as a side note, she asked about the jobs. I asked yesterday the students at the rehearsal, about a quarter to a third of our students are also going off to graduate schools and have applied to graduate schools to get their master's degrees and go beyond. So congratulations to them as well. And Mrs. Deal, thank you for sharing your message with our students. I want you to know that you and the governor are the only married couple to have spoken, both of you have spoken at a GGC commencement. And I think that'll be a record breaker for us as well. So you have matching Grizzlies at home, and we appreciate all that you've done for us as a family. At this time, we'll proceed with the conferral of degrees. I now call upon the Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs and Provost, Dr. T.J. Arendt, to acknowledge those candidates who will graduate with honors and to introduce the deans who will present the summer 2016 candidates for graduation. Dr. Arendt, please.
Thank you, Dr. Processional. In a moment, the deans of the School of Business, School of Education, School of Liberal Arts, and the School of Science and Technology will present the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees of Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. First, we will recognize those candidates who will graduate with special honors. Students graduating with these honors will be acknowledged individually as they receive their degrees. Those graduates with the honors designation of summa cum laude have earned a grade point average above 3.875. Magna cum laude reflects those graduates who earned a grade point average above a 3.75. And those students graduating cum laude have earned a grade point average above 3.5. Will those students graduating with special academic honors please rise and be recognized? Thank you. At this time, in corresponding order, the following deans will present the summer 2016 candidates for their applicable degrees. Dr. Tyler Yu, Dean of the School of Business, Dr. Kathy Moore, Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Adolfo Santos, Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, and Dr. Thomas Mundy, Dean of the School of Science and Technology.
President Brzezinski, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business, it is my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degree in business administration. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by our faculty, proved worthy. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration and the faculty of the School of Business please rise? Please be seated.
President Processional, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Education, it is my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the Bachelor of Science in Education. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by the faculty, proved worthy. Will the degree candidates with the major of Early Childhood Education and the faculty of the School of Education please rise? Please be seated.
President Processional, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Liberal Arts, it is my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degree of science and the baccalaureate degree of arts. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by the faculty, proved worthy. With the degree candidates with majors in English, history, political science, criminal justice, and psychology, and the faculty of the School of Liberal Arts, please rise. Please be seated.
President Processional, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Science and Technology, it is my pleasure to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degree of science. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by the faculty, proved worthy. Will the degree candidates with majors in biology, chemistry, information technology, exercise science, and mathematics, and the faculty of the School of Science and Technology please rise? Please be seated.
Will all of the summer 2016 candidates for commencement, the faculty, and the deans please rise? But hang on, hold on. Here comes the good part. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, and pending final approval of the Georgia Gwinnett College faculty and certification by the Georgia Gwinnett College Registrar, I hereby confer upon you the baccalaureate degrees as listed in the commencement program, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may now move your tassel from the right to your left to signify your graduation and our congratulations. Please be seated, it's official. Graduates, immediately following receipt of your diploma and prior to leaving the stage, you'll be congratulated by the First Lady and the Dean of your school. So now those who are to receive their diplomas, please come forward as your name is called.
Valencia Chantel Adams. Abdul Karim Adekunle, cum laude. Desmond Ibai Agbotorbai. Elizabeth Marilyn Agnew. Mary Elizabeth Allen, cum laude. Jessica Lauren Beasley. Cow. Ernesto Miguel Castillo. Vincent Scott Chapman. Seth Logan Clark. Armani Santia Constantine. Maritza Liliana Cruz. Shaniqua Nicole Davis Dyer. Brian Paul Errett. Thelma Ajoa Ashun. Jackson J. Florenville. Gary Lee Fortner II. Christopher Vincent Gio. Nicholas Alexo Gomez. Samantha Ann Gorski. Robert Alexander Green. Tuhin Matiur Hyder. Chelsea Nicole Harlos. Daryl Harmon. Letitia Hurd. Darian Keith Horn Sr. Kiera Deshun Jackson. Jacob Alejandro Kilgore, cum laude. Dino Knezovich. Clinton Tyler Lamb. Byron Dirceu Larios. Bryce Joseph Linehan. Ian Joseph Linehan. Young Yoon Dong Lu. Amanda Beth Llewellyn. Valentina Marquez. Stefania Mate, summa cum laude. James Joseph McCloskey. Joanna Elizabeth Mello. Mariana Castillo Milan. Adrian Natalia Mitchell. Wait. Andrew Jack Anadi. Chloe Anuaha. Rhoda Papo. Jennifer K. Parker. Emma Lee Reeves. Jason Reyes. Andrew Heaton Riley. James Lincoln Ross, Jr. Ansley Taylor Royal. Luma Raquel Schwab. Joel Q. Smith. Tui San. Naisha Shang Song. Bundit Sisuka. Sheena E. Stepp. Chase Stanford Stryker. Justin James Underwood. Michelle Alexandra Wiggle, cum laude. Jennifer Kristen Wood. Mark Stephen Zacharias. Karen Nicole Easley. Megan Lee Foster. Chase Timothy Goodwin. Theodore Ricardo Excel Warner. Taylor Renee Barrows. Vanessa Benjamin. Taylor Dansby Brown. Zana Farouk Haleri. Deputy Philip Curtis Hartman. David Aaron Hollifield. Kirsten Ann Hubrick. Roshan Roy Joseph. Austin M. McDaniel. Alexander Lowell Poole. Brittany Marie Price. Jackie Sin Slin. Austin Lamar Smith. Alexandra Catherine Thibodeau. Anna Elizabeth Wood, cum laude. Jared Doss Woods. Nancy Mabui Yoa. Shantisa Antrell Boston. Sarah Marie Bridges. Ashley Simone Henry. Jasmine J. Howard. Jency Johnson. Shauna Marie Madigan. Bobus Matthew. Jessica Lauren Miller. Cameron Alexander Reeves. Priscilla Ryan, cum laude. Luz Melania Soto Garcia. Hannah Ann Stringer. Kelly Elise Warren, cum laude. Timothy Byron Fisher. Terrell Gregory Hamlet. Kaylee Elizabeth Hatch, cum laude. Michelle Jamil. Ashley Danielle Johnson. Sandra S. Minchala. David Park, cum laude. Robert Benjamin Simmons. Nicholas Craig Ward. Michelle Catalina Zadanek, cum laude. Brittany Alexis Brooks. Bianca Carone Franklin. Joseph Paul Goldsboro. Miguel Angel Guerrero. Taylor Danielle Holcomb. Lauren Kate McGugan. Mechelin Van Melder, Jr. Naisha Alexley Notice. Vidi Kolpesh Shah, cum laude. Jessica Nicole Turner. Nicholas Ronald Ambrose, cum laude. Raquel S. Lawrence. Jamal Dijon Newton. Kyle J. Poole. Asha Mariam Punus. Brian Widener.
Along with the cheering sections, please join me in congratulating the class of 2016. I have to tell you that there's a lot of really wonderful things about this job, but there is nothing like the smiles to recharge batteries as you receive your diplomas and walk across the stage. And I thank you for those smiles and that happiness. You bring joy to us all, and I appreciate that. Graduates, as you departed the stage following the receipt of your diplomas, you received the gift of an alumni pin from the GGC Alumni Association. You are now actually GGC alumni, and I invite you to engage actively in your alumni association and keep us appraised of the significant events in your lives moving forward. Now, would everyone please join me and stand for the singing of the Georgia Gwinnett College alma mater, again sung by Jordan Sanders. Thank you, Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Guests and friends, the faculty and the graduates will soon begin the recessional, to conclude, though, with a tradition that has been established early on at Georgia Gwinnett. It's called the Faculty Gauntlet. So in keeping with the tradition, the platform party will depart first, followed by the faculty. The faculty will recess down the center aisle of the arena, forming two lines directly opposite from one another. Once the faculty are in place, the graduates will recess through the lines of the faculty. This tradition of recessing through the faculty holds significant meaning. The gauntlet represents the strong bonds established between the faculty and the graduates during their time here together at Georgia Gwinnett. Now please remain in place for the exit of the platform party and the recession of the faculty and the graduates in that order. Again, we ask that you please remain standing and at your seats for the conclusion of the recessional. Congratulations again to our summer 2016 graduates. We wish you every success, health, and happiness as you move forward. And on behalf of the Georgia Gwinnett College graduates, faculty, staff, and administration, we thank all of you for your attendance here today.